Hello guys, Marco here from Vault Invest Marco channel. What's up on my YouTube channel again? Let's do some weekly analysis. I just created for you something and I want to improve and improve and improve my videos so it gets more professional, more professional. I hope you like it and leave a feedback on that one. So yeah, with weekly market breakdown, let's look at the market analysis. What we're going to take these topics today: geopolitics, rates, macro, and crypto. What's moving the markets this week, right? Let's go over to the next one. So, we will talk today about the Iran deal, 60-day window, Strait of Hormuz, ships allowed to pass through the strait. 20% of global oil supply flows through here, and geopolitical risk of pressure easing, right? Yeah, it's looking pretty good on that one if we can just trust what Trump is saying us. But this can also change really, really fast again. So yeah, this is first of all what we know. 60-day window, and ships can finally pass through the Strait of Hormuz, which should probably bring the oil prices down. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. What we talk today about again is US rates, bonds, yields rising massively, yeah? Fed rate hike, expectations exploding. We will go over this video about every topic about the bond market and the Fed, yeah, because we have 10-year treasury yield under massive pressure. We will go over that as well, and market narrative has fundamentally shifted on that one. Yeah, yields are getting interested for a lot of investors. Yeah, a lot of investors investing a lot of money right now in yields, because with 5-6% year to date rates, it's pretty interesting asset to invest. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. And rate cut rally officially dead. We will check this out also in that video. So yeah, let's make sure that you check it out. Let's make sure that you stay and watch closely, right? Is it officially dead? We will know. We will know after that video. In my opinion, the rate cut narrative is officially over. The market needs a full reset on that one. We see a lot of countries already, hiking rates, yeah, as well as the NZD and the Audi. We will go over that as well in this video, so stay tuned. And the last part, not the last, but before the last, yeah. New Fed boss taking office in stagflation territory, Kevin Warsh. Maybe you heard about him, maybe you didn't. We don't know what is going to happen about this. Yeah, big news on the Federal Reserve on that one. How are we going to see, how is our trading going to be under this guy, right? The sentiment could shift, right? The situation could shift. Was seen as a hawkish guy, tighter policy likely, yeah? Means it looks like more than this guy is going to likely cut rates if the situation looks good, but also if it's possible, then he's more of going to hold the rates when the inflation is right now looking pretty bad. Yeah, because of the situation in the Middle East. Wars and stagflation is the biggest challenge on day one. Yeah, Kevin Warsh starting in the Federal Reserve as the new boss, and also starting in a stagflation territorium. Yeah, let's see how he's going to handle this over the next days, months, weeks ahead, years. Let's see. And the next and now still not the last part, yeah, the ECB rate hikes. Energy crisis driving European inflation higher. ECB eyeing further interest rate hikes, yeah, looking for almost already the next month. There is a lot of investors pricing in already interest rate hikes on the Euro Central Bank, right? Because energy prices keeping inflation elevated, and Euro USD and European bonds in focus. Also, we will look over that in this video. And the last part is what happened on crypto, guys. You saw that crypto weekend pump? Does anyone were looking maybe on that crypto weekend pump? I mean, guys, we were pushing massively, but we will go over this video as well. I made some profits on that one. Yeah, I will show you some statistics on that one, and what is my experience about looking. And I can see some pattern forming right now on the crypto market, which is pretty interesting. What I just witnessed over the 3 years experience I did already, and what that signal means for our week ahead, and which coins and what's really behind it. So yeah, stay tuned. A lot of topics we will talk over today. So yeah, make sure you check out the whole video and leave a feedback on that one if you pretty like it. So yeah, first of all, we go over as well over the economic statistics, right? We're looking for the USD first of all, with a weekly trend looking bullish, with a daily structure looking neutral, with a seasonality looking bearish on that one, yeah, with 30% bearish seasonality, momentum looking bearish on the dollar right now. COT positioning increased, yeah, bullish, and net positioning is still on the neutral side. Yeah. On the economic growth bias, we are more of a neutral side. The inflation is spiking a lot, and we knew that inflation is spiking a lot. That's why the interest rates on the yields are pretty spiking to the upside. Yeah, and we will probably see maybe some rate hikes or holding maybe the rates. Let's see how this plays out, everything with the Iranian situation. Yeah, inflation bias pretty strong bullish, and jobs market also pretty bullish on the USD. On the other hand, let's look at the euro, and we get already the signal of a bearish one, yeah, with one factor -1. Weekly trend is looking neutral, daily structure is looking bearish, seasonality is looking pretty, is looking more of a bullish side for the euro in this year, but we have a whole different situation, right? We have the situation with the Iranian conflict, yeah. We did not had that 3 years later, so yeah. Let's see how this plays out, yeah. COT positioning pretty bearish, I already checked that one. As I said, I will do the videos over and over and over. Less complexity, less live doing everything. You can check out the other videos how we do in everything live. Yeah, and now it's going to be pretty on the topics. Yeah, not that much talking around. Net positioning still staying neutral. Yeah, the economic is looking pretty bad on the European side because of the higher energy prices. Everything gets higher. Inflation, as you can see, inflation pretty strong bullish on Germany. We had increased inflation. We had over the whole European government and European Union. Everywhere was inflation increasing. Spain, France, Germany, everything else, right? And Germany 2-year yield still rising above the 50 simple moving average. And yeah, the jobs market bias looks pretty bearish on that one, with increasing unemployment rate, sadly. The unemployment rate in European zone and Germany is pretty hard because, yeah, because people don't want to work, because sometimes you ask yourself, in for example in Germany, if it's even worth to work, to be honest. After you work 40 years and you get like zero rent, yeah, is it worth? No, it's not. That's why I am building my business next to it, next to it as a salesman, and I am looking forward to do that, to continue on that one, but still on the main thing, trading, main thing, right? So yeah, go over the GBP, right? British pound. What is going on in the Great Britain? Let's look at that. Weekly trend neutral, daily structure neutral, momentum shifted bullish, and seasonality also on the bullish side. COT positioning on neutral side, and the net positioning decreased massively. Yeah, I look at the COT report if you want to check it out. Yeah, the COT report website I can recommend you is cotreports.com. Then you go over the historical part, COT reports, detailed version. You do like that. Just quickly for you guys, right? If you want to check it, major currencies. Then you go over here. Then you take the British pound. Then you take 3 years. I always do 3 years. Yeah, and you can see change longs, 10,000 contracts, and change shorts, 13,000 contracts. So the net positioning remains still bearish, and the Closing shorts more than closing longs. Still, for me, something of a neutral COT position, COT report. COT report, of course, neutral, and a bearish net positioning. We still stay bearish over the last 3 years in comparance. Okay, so economic growth looking pretty bullish on the Great Britain. Pretty interesting. Yeah, neutral on the inflation side, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, and the jobs market bias stays also neutral. So overall, the GBP stays neutral. Not an interesting pair for this week for me. But also the Bank of England looking for increasing some rates. Maybe let's see how this plays out over the next week. But this will follow. And let's go quickly over the JPY. Still stays weekly trend, pretty bearish. Daily structure, pretty bearish. Seasonality, pretty bearish. Momentum is looking a little bit of a bullish side right now because we have a nice pullback on the USD JPY. COT positioning bearish, and net positioning also bearish on that side, and risk sentiment is looking neutral because we don't know what happens. We have a 60 days period right now. The Strait of Hormuz, the ships are crossing, but risk sentiment stays, for me at least, I would count it as neutral. GDP growth, QOQ, pretty strong on the Japanese side. Tankan, large manufacturing, also pretty strong on that side. And yeah, let's look at that. Economic stays strong, but inflation. I mean, inflation is just decreasing, and the BOJ is still doing nothing. I don't know. Like, they are still not hiking the interest rates. I have no clue why. And this is a pretty interesting part because we are already below the target of the BOJ. Yeah, they want inflation to be below 2% target, and we are 1.5%. So that's pretty interesting. When they will hike the rates. Yeah, unemployment rate bullish, average earning. The job market is insanely bullish on JPY. That means if we get a shift on the trend, daily structure, momentum, something like that, right here, this could pretty fast switch their sides. Yeah. So also interesting on that one. Let's go over to the AUD. Yeah, the Australian dollar and Australia overall. Weekly trend still insanely bullish. Daily structure bullish. Momentum bullish. Seasonality bullish. Everything bullish, right? Insane. AUD still in my favorite pair. Yeah, COD positioning, that was pretty nice, interesting. That's what I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, it was an interesting long positioning closing of 22,000 because we were really overbought on that one, but we were still keep pushing to the upside even with closing longs. Yeah, that is a pretty strong sign. But yeah, on that one, as we can see, net position COT was a bearish print. Net positioning still stays bullish. Risk sentiment neutral, and the commodity flows also on the neutral side, in my opinion. Everyone has an own opinion. In my opinion, it's on the neutral side. Economic looking pretty bearish on the AUD, with the China growth decreasing a little bit from bullish to neutral, yeah, from the last week. And inflation bias, yeah, also on that one. Inflation is spiking everywhere because of the oil prices. Yeah, pretty bullish. AUD yield versus a little bit below the simple moving average, but is still, I think it's not that much below, but yeah. Also there, the trend forming to increase some interest rates on that one. Yeah, let's go over to the Canadian dollar. And the Canadian dollar still stays like the weakest pair. Also with the oil flows going away again. Yeah, also weekly trend is not looking, is kind of neutral side, bearish daily structure even against the USD. Momentum is looking a little bit of bullish, a little bit of a pullback at the moment forming on the USD CAD, and seasonality stays neutral. COT pretty bearish, yeah, pretty much, yeah, COT stays bearish, net position neutral, risk sentiment neutral, and oil flows neutral. We need to see what happens on the Iranian conflict. And economic growth bias, the economy is pretty stagnating on on Canada, and inflation also going down there, actually. Also pretty interesting, yeah. The only country where the inflation is going down. And unemployment rate, yeah, the jobs market is pretty bad as well. So yeah, overall Canada has a big massive problems on the economic side, and yeah, but they are pretty good on the inflation side. Maybe we will see also there some, yeah, maybe interest rate cuts to boost the economy. Let's see. Yeah, everyone increasing, and maybe the Canadian dollar is going to cut their rates. Let's pretty much see that. And on the last one, the NZD with the strongest pair of this week. Yeah, pretty much daily, weekly trend good, daily structure good, momentum good, seasonality good, COT positioning good, net positioning bearish, risk sentiment neutral, GDP pretty, economic growth bias pretty strong, also with the China growth QOQ. Yeah, also good on that one. So also strong inflation, yeah, also they're spiking inflation. And what is the biggest part, guys? NZD, the RB, how's it called? RBNZ, Republican Bank New Zealand, yeah, something like that. If you want to correct me, please correct me in the commentaries. Yeah, the RBNC is looking for interest rate hikes. Yeah, they are looking for interest rate hikes following the Australian dollar on that one. Looking for, yeah, kill the inflation. RBNC, yeah. Looking for some interest rate hikes on that one. So for me, also a pretty interesting pair on that. Almost the most interesting pair over the next week. So yeah, let's pretty look at the overall scoring, and we can see NZD CAD, USD CAD has a nice, pretty good score. AUD CAD and the NZD JPY. Yeah, as I said, I'm always like trading one pair against the other pair. I do not do two pairs. So yeah, I'm always like maximum in two trades or just one trade, right? If it looks good. Okay. So yeah, this one, a little quick update. As you can see here, a cat with the weakest pair, the following and JPY, then the Euro, GBP, AUD, USD, NZD. This could also switch a lot this week because we have some news coming in as well. Yeah, the fear and greed index looking pretty interesting. Still on the 60 points fear greed. We are doing one all-time high over the other. Yeah, crypto market stays always still on that lower side. That's pretty quickly on that one. So yeah, now we go over to the interest rate cuts. Yeah, what we just were looking at the beginning. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, market analyze, Iran deal, we were talking about it, 60 days window, Strait of Hormuz. Then the yields rising massively, we know about it as well. 10-year treasury yield under massive pressure. Yeah, the next one is the rate cut rally officially dead, and that's what we're going to look for today. Probabilities, let's quickly look at that one, and we can see we have same. More of a, yes, you can see more of a hiking side. You see that we have not even 20% at the end of 2027 that we get an interest rate cut, guys. There are predicting already the next year with zero interest rate cuts, more of interest rate hikes. But as you can see at the beginning of the 2027, you can already see 40.4% of interest rate increases. Yeah, interest rate hikes. So yeah, over this topic, for me, that's my opinion. For me, the narrative is officially over, and the market needs a full reset on that one. Kevin Morse, yeah, new Fed boss taking office is stagflation, inflation sticky, growth slowing fast. Yeah. War seen as we can see in the stocks and everything else. Yeah, people are reporting strong economic things. Like last time it was Intel, then it's Dell, and everything. The sector is still booming. The AI sector is still booming. But the other sectors are not booming. Yeah, the industrial part with using oil a lot, right? And it is all held always only by that AI sector and technology and semiconductor, right? Because if this is like the biggest support of the markets right now, if this breaks, we could see a big pullback on the regular market. Yeah. And let's go over pretty quickly over that one. Also, pretty nice interest. Yeah, ECB rate hikes. Yeah, looking for some interest rate hikes maybe over the next week because of energy prices keeping inflation elevated on that one. Just pretty quickly, don't need to talk about that much. So much. Yeah. So and now we go over the next topic. It is the crypto weekend pump. And before we look at that, we just quickly look at the next days, and we have a lot of data coming in. Yeah, with inflation again here, yields, job openings for the last month. Yeah, retail sales coming in. ECB President Lagarde is speaking on that. On that inflation thing and on the policy rates. Yeah, also interesting. This could change a lot. Also, non-farm payrolls reporting this week. A pretty strong and insane week we are going to be ahead right now. Yeah, on the weekend trading, we can just simply see we probably should open with zero gaps. Not that much happened over the weekend. No decisions from Trump, no tweets. So yeah. And now let's quickly go over 20 minutes on the video, and now let's quickly go over the charts. Yeah, because pretty interesting pairs. We were already talking what is strong, what is weak. Yeah, dollar pretty strong, NZD pretty strong on that one. AUD also remains strong, but a little bit of a careful side. I would take this as a yellow because we had that massive closings on the COT report where I have a little bit of cautious. Yeah. So my pairs with I just started and look forward is first of all the NZD CAT, looking for a nice pullback on that one, taking out maybe something like that, or let's see how it going to react on that levels. So yeah, looking for that one, and my stop loss is probably going to be somewhere below these lows, and I expect more of a pullback on that one. Would be pretty nice. Yeah, if how I just analyze that and everything else, I will do an extra video if you want it, right? So leave a link in the comments, and I will just describe you my strategy, how I get the support zones, and yeah, then we can go over it, because I did it already in German, and I would just do it also in English if you are highly interested. If you're not, then it's just fine. That's my trading style. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward on the NZD CAT. The next one, what I'm looking forward is the USD CAT, also preparing pretty good on that one. It's nice support area at here, catch it here. Also nice wick to the upside, and yeah, well, the story is pretty simple. We have one support, two supports, but yeah, we have liquidity built it up here with a big strong wick, probably just taking out this wick and then like going for the long, something like that over the the opening candle of the month, because we have also a new month, right? Fantastic. Then we go to the next one, the USD JPY. Yeah, USD JPY, pretty interesting pair. Yeah. Hopefully we get no intervention here, but we have still more room to go. Yeah, so nice pullback on that one. I will take the trade, and I will look on that one as well. Audi JPY looking pretty good. Nice trade I did last time, and I will just quickly show you the outcome of that trade, because everything, as I said, is full transparency on the channel. I take you over my whole journey to become a full-time trader, and how it's going to play out, and I want to show you the full truth about it. And let's quickly check at that one, and we look at the week, and we made last week $148 on that one with the Audi JPY, as you can see, scaled on some positions, and on that one as well. Closed positions. Let me just quickly check 7 days, and you can see, yeah, $146 here. A little bit more of provision paid here, and less swaps I get here on that channel, on that prop firm, but it is what it is. It's fine. Yeah, 148 and 146. Pretty good statistics. I like that trade, was a pretty good one. And made 1 to 3, yeah, risk 1%, $50, made 146, almost 123. Yeah. Close the trades because of getting a rejection right here, as I said in my Instagram stories. So just don't miss this out, because I'm posting a lot of in my Instagram account and also my TikTok account, and showing the current situation. So if you want to be active and stay tuned, just follow my socials. Yeah, I will just link it down in the YouTube video if you wanted to check it out. Yeah, posting every day, almost every 3 days, something like that, how it's looking like. Yeah, and on the last part is the Euro USD, also in taking in mind that we have the ECB maybe raising some interest rates, but overall the bias looks more of a bearish side. But this is like the last pair I would just look for this week. Yeah, pretty quickly, crypto weekend pumped, my experience, my patterns, and why I will tell you now, because this is pretty interesting. And first of all, start with the biggest one, and it's BTC. Yeah, it's the Bitcoin, and you can see Bitcoin rising up here, creating something of a little bit something like that, maybe going to break down here, could be potentially breaking down here. And Ethereum also not looking pretty good. XRP looking more of a better side, also, yeah, making a nice V-shaped pattern here. Yeah, over the weekend. And now, guys, now comes the pretty interesting part. First of all, Solana, just quickly check. Also, not that strong, yeah. So BTC, Ethereum, XRP, more of a stronger side. Solana, weaker side. But guys, I was watching at the weekend and I was looking for what the fuck happened on that one. Like, we took out everything. We break out of this whole consolidation phase. And you guys, yeah, the BNB is the Binance coin. That means a lot of people are trading right now at the Binance coin and are interested at this Binance coin. Yeah, what I'm looking for is just a simple retest, and we can literally just go over here, because this room is completely empty. It's completely empty. Okay, we can just simply push through it completely easily, right? Yeah, Sui was a little bit of a bad investment on my side, a little bit. Dropping on that one, I think I will just lose some dollars on that one, because there is Sui pretty weak on that side. And yeah, guys, and now comes the next part. What happened over the weekend? Yeah, we had that massive push to the upside on the $11 we were pushing over the weekend. You can just simply see Friday here, started here on Friday, and you can just simply see on Saturday we pushed 23% to the upside. Yeah, taking out every liquidity which was building up above here, as you can see completely. Yeah, H-bar. Why this happened, guys? Simply, guys, H-bar just launched his ETF. Yeah, they launched their ETF, and it's now possible for institutional money to invest into that one as well. Yeah, H-bar. And now my thesis, what I want to tell you, okay? And some crypto altcoins, some altcoins pumping, yeah, in the weekend is always like a little bit of a sign of an incoming altcoin market, yeah, or even a bull market starting. For, in my opinion, everyone has his own opinion, but in my opinion, we are close. Like maybe we need to wait maybe 1-2 months, something like that. And I think we are ready for another cycle of the bull market. Yeah, also here, getting rejected by that massive resistance here. 60%, 61%, peaked into it, breakdown, and now keep breaking down the whole time. The momentum is pretty bearish on that side. I already called that we will probably get here into some resistance area. And yeah, guys, maybe the altcoin season is ahead of us. Yeah, maybe, let's see. But first of all, we need to see first Bitcoin pumping, of course. And yeah, that's for my thesis on the crypto side. I'm pretty long invested in this cryptocurrencies. Yeah, HBAR, Sui. Sui is a bit of a lag, but I still have enough capital to reinvest. Yeah, XRP, I will just buy everything because it's everything on cheap, guys. It is everything on cheap, right? As you can see, we are in this scenario here on a BTC. Yeah, we are on Ethereum also extremely cheap. Yeah, from our all-time highs away almost 60%. And XRP, yeah, XRP at the last highs. Yeah, retesting that last highs a little bit. Yeah, holding some support here. If we can break out here, this is going to be massive. Also on the cheap side, pretty cheap on $1.32 the XRP. Solana also on a cheap side, pretty cheap with $81 only. BNB also on a cheap side, bought here somewhere in 625 territory. As you can see, we were on 1,400. Pretty interesting. Also 50% down. Sui also for me here, getting to this lows here, holding that lows. Yeah, take out. We probably should also maybe take out this week. Yeah, because a lot of liquidity going below here, and we'll keep buying it. Yeah, because I have still some vision on Sui. And yeah, H bar also on the cheap side with 9 cents per coin. Yeah, we are away from, let's pretty quickly look at that one, from the all-time highs, almost 85%. We launch with the ETF, could be a nice thing, or maybe just pretty much sell off on that ETF. Yeah, that's pretty it for this weekly analysis. As I said, just a quick reminder: NZD CAD, USD CAD, USD JPY, AUD JPY still, and Euro USD on the last side, but staying cautious here because of the ECB interest rate decision. Yeah. On the yield side, as we can see, a little bit of a drop, a little bit of a pullback here. But in general, a strong push to the upside. 10-year yields also rising here. Breakdown a little bit on that line, yeah, but not a retest. Maybe something of a retest and then a breakdown would be pretty good for the interest rate cut thing. But overall, right now, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just quickly show you the scoreboard: NZD, USD, AUD, GBP, Euro, JPY, and CAD. And yeah, that's it for, you can just choose other pairs if you want. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video today. You leave a like, you leave a feedback, you leave a comment what I should do next time better. And I wish you a great week. I will, as I said, I will just update you on my socials. TikTok, Volt Invest Marco. Instagram also, Volt Invest Marco. Yeah, as on my YouTube channel. So yeah, check it out. Almost daily new content on my status, how I'm trading and what my carrier is doing on that thing. Yeah, full transparency, no Ferrari, no everything else. Yeah, 2 years, 3 years already. Yeah, 2.5 year experience, and now switching to a pretty professional level, in my opinion. Let's look at this like that. Yeah, everything, every years you take as granted as education, and learn out of your mistakes. Yeah, that's pretty it for this weekly analysis. I hope you like it pretty much. Leave a like, as I said, leave a commentary, feedback, and I will just improve on my videos, also on my English as well, right? I think it's more fluent, and we will see each other at the socials or maybe at the next week. Yeah, have a great week. Yeah, stay healthy and see you then. Bye bye, guys. Thank you.